Good morning, my beautiful people. So today we're going to do a story time on my crazy, disgusting family. I'm not too sure if I talked about this before or not. I'm trying to think back and remember. So my aunt, the one that I always, that I didn't really get along with and everything, that she really secretly hated me. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Like, this lady hated me. Anyway, she was a registered sex offender for 20 years. So when it was around the same time that I had met, my first crush or whatever, my son's father, okay, unfortunately. And he had this cousin. I don't think that they're really related. I think that, or maybe they are related. I'm trying to think. Like, my son's father is Chinese and white. And his cousin is black and Filipino. So I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, maybe they are related, or maybe they just, say that they're related because, their moms were really good friends at one point. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. But so when Paul had came around, that's my son's father, he started bringing, I guess, like, he brought his cousin over one day. And my aunt, I don't know why she flocked to him, but she did. And, my aunt had the habit of doing that. Like, my aunt was around my age, okay, when, or maybe she was like, I don't know, maybe a year or two older, maybe like 37. So, well, it's still around my age. When, we were, so it would be like my daughter, because my daughter's 15, right? We were 15, well, 14, around my daughter's age. It would be like my daughter bringing, home one of her friends, one of her guy friends or girlfriends or whatever, and I would hook up with them. Like, that's insane to me. But anyway, so that's exactly what happened. My aunt hooked up with his cousin, and he was 15 going on 16. Okay, she said no, he was about to turn 18. She'll even say that to this day. No, he's the same age as me. Actually, I'm older than him, so he might have been younger than that. I'm like, I don't know, 8 months older than him, so yeah, that's kind of, anyway. And she literally was going to leave her, she did actually leave her then husband that she was married to at the time. He made like over 6 figures a year. He took in her and her 3, kids, and me. Now, mind you, I didn't like this guy. I never liked this guy. He gave me the creeps, and he was like really old. He was like 25 or 30 years older than her. And I never liked him, okay? He always used to beat on my younger cousin. And, like, he had, I think, like, a domestic violence against him, maybe 1 or 2 of them. So, because of him beating on her son. Anyway, but she left him, okay, and got a house in Reynoldsburg with my son's dad and with his cousin, the underage guy. And so my son's father was doing all these, like, illegal activities. Obviously, like, he was really heavy into coke and maybe meth. I don't know if it was meth. I think it was just cocaine. And he was stealing cars and going to the B&B, getting a title to the car. I'm not too sure how he did this, but anyways, so he was stealing cars and putting like, you know, the title in his name some way, somehow. I don't know how. But so the police, you know, I guess they were doing like an investigation on them or whatever, and SWAT came in at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and everybody was, they had everybody on the ground, face down, and they went through her whole entire house and came across a few pictures, naughty pictures of her and this underage guy. And I guess like the guy's, you know, his and, you know, I don't know, his mother ended up finding out you know, that he was sleeping with her, and she didn't like that because, you know, she's, you know, her fucking age. Like, that's really weird, right? And so his mom ended up pressing charges on her. So this was like the first time she's ever been in trouble with the law. So they, you know, took it easy on her. Literally only gave her like 30 days in jail. And she was able to serve those 30 days in, you know, weekend increments. So she would like check herself into the county jail on like Friday evening, and she would get released Sunday evening. Like whatever time she checked in on Friday, that's the time that she would leave on Sunday. But she had to register also for 20 years. And that's the reason why, that's the biggest reason why she, you know, they had to move out of their Pickerington home into the country, because everybody, your neighbors and everything gets served, right? When you register your address, everybody gets served, like, oh, you know, FYI, just to let you know, there's a sex offender living next door to you. And plus, we lived not even like a whole mile from an elementary school at the time. So, you know, they had to move. And they moved out into the country in Utica, Ohio. And yeah, so she was a registered sex offender for 20 years. 20 whole years. I can't even imagine doing all that. And my older brother, he's a registered sex offender for a lifetime. Like, he's the lifetime registry. And I think there's more to his story than what I know, because as far as I'm concerned, right, when he was 18, this is how he became a sex offender. When he was 18, he had a girlfriend who was like 15 or 16, and he took pictures. He had pictures of her, okay, of like her being topless and everything. And then he slept with her best friend, and he had pictures of her, you know, supposedly. And so the girlfriend found out about them sleeping together, so she took those pictures and made copies and put it all over the high school in Pickerington. Pickerington High School, some years ago. This might have been like in 1998 or 1999, I can't remember. But yeah, so the police came, and my uncle told him to burn the pictures, and he didn't do that. He just, like, I don't know, like tore them up and put them, you know, somewhere. And the police came and they found the pictures, and they took him to jail because he was 18 and they were, you know, 15, 16. But now that's the story I was told for many years, okay? I've been trying to do some research, and I can't find anything about that story. I don't know if it's true or not, but when I look at my brother on, you know, like the Ohio Registry for Sex Offenders, it literally states in there that he is a predator, habitual predator. You don't become a habitual predator if you just took pictures of a girl who's 2 years younger than you. I'm sorry, you just don't. So there's something more to the story that obviously I wasn't told. don't think that I will ever be told what the truth is, because I have a big mouth and I will blast him. So, but like I said, I try to do as much research as possible. I can't come up with anything. My family consists of a lot of that, a lot of sexual predating, incest, disgustingness. It really, really does. I remember when I was really, really young, I don't know, like maybe 6, 7 years old, maybe even 8. Me and my cousin, we did like sexual things. That's weird. We did sexual things to each other, me and my younger cousin. But I believe, like, I don't really remember a whole lot of my childhood. There's a lot of things that are completely blacked out and I don't remember shit. But I do remember bits and pieces, and that's one of the pieces that I remember. I truly believe that I was obviously acting out what was being done to me, because I thought that was like a normal thing, because it was being done to me by my 2 older brothers at that for many years. And, you know, they're just sick. They're sick as fuck. That makes me, obviously, like my brother, you know, the one who's a lifetime, you know, sex offender. He had sex, you know, with his own daughter and got her pregnant. She lost the baby or whatever, but I don't know if she had like a smortion or if she just, you know, naturally lost the baby. So, had a miscarriage. Anyway, but that has me thinking, like, my oldest brother he had 4 kids. His oldest son passed away when he was like, I don't know, 5 years old. He was at a bus stop in Florida, and the bus stopped and motioned for him to come, and he was crossing the road, and a lady came and literally hit him head on, and he died from the impact. And but that has me thinking, like, did he ever do anything to, because he had a couple daughters. That was unnecessary, especially this freaking early. Anyway, but that has me thinking, like, did he ever do anything to his, you know, 2 younger daughters? I did a video pertaining to the you know, sexual predator one, lifetime one, and well, there was sexual predators, but the registered one, and I was going to go to his court date to speak, you know, to speak about what he did to me, and that he definitely needs to be locked up for the rest of his fucking sick, miserable life. You know, there's no life out here for him at all. Like, he will never change. He will never change, and that's apparent, right? And I was actually looking forward to that set court date, but then right after I made that video, something in me told me to do some research, and he already pled guilty to every single charge. So he has a sentencing, I think it may have already passed. It was the beginning of August, so it might have been, you know, yesterday or Tuesday, or I'm sorry, Monday or Tuesday. So I don't know. This dog. Anyway, but yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to, you know, speak on anything. I guess I could have went to the sentencing, but I had other, you know, stuff that was going on at home that's more important than him. And plus, you know, with his record and what he was being charged with, like felony 1s and 2s, I'm pretty sure he's going to get a lengthy sentence. And what he did, like, to his own, you know, blood daughter, like, you're disgusting, dude. You're disgusting. You're sick. But yeah, you know, and not only them, but my, you know, 2 uncles. My oldest uncle, he did that to my aunt. No bite. So that's what he did. He I don't know if your paws are dirty, so I don't want you on my shirt. But you know, I know that he molested and raped my aunt, the one that doesn't, like me. I know that he did that when they were younger. She used to tell me that all the time. But she always said it when she was drunk, so we didn't know, us kids, we didn't know if she was telling the truth or not until I went to my grandma's house. She called me at like 10 o'clock at night and was like, hey, I can't drive home. Come and get me. I drove from Pickerington to Baltimore. It's not like a 45-minute drive. Excuse me. So I walk into my grandmother's apartment. My grandmother was in the living room, and my aunt and uncle, was in my grandmother's room. I walked by because I was going to go to the bathroom, and the door was cracked enough open for people, hey, no bite, for me to see. And and what do I see? My aunt literally over the, my grandmother has a big computer chair, and she was leaning on it, and he was behind her groping her. She was trying to like move away from him and everything. So I walked in, and then he was still touching her, and he was trying to get her to stay the night, and she kept saying no. And my grandmother was like, oh, just stay the night, honey, you can stay the night, just stay the night. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you see what your son is doing to your daughter. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this picture? So I just hurried up. She went to the bathroom. He followed her into the bathroom. And a minute later she came out, and we just left. Like, that family is sick. Like, hey, no bite. They're disgusting people, I can't with that family, and I won't. I just simply won't. So if you're watching this, stop sending me friend requests on Facebook, fuckers, because I'm not accepting. I'm not. Okay, so all right, we're getting off here. Apparently he wants to go back inside. Bye.